how World War II really started and why no one stopped it. What if the deadliest war in human history could have been stopped years before it began? What if the warning signs were obvious but ignored? World War II didn't start with bombs falling from the sky. It started with signatures on paper, with economic collapse, with political fear, with leaders who hesitated. And by the time the world realized what was happening, it was already too late. To understand how World War II truly began, we have to rewind, not in 1939, but to 1919, a peace that planted war. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles officially ended World War I. Germany was forced to accept full responsibility for the war. It lost territory. Its military was reduced to almost nothing, and it was required to pay massive reparations. The treaty was meant to secure peace. Instead, it created resentment. Many Germans believed their nation had been humiliated. The economy struggled under financial pressure. By 1923, hyperinflation spiraled out of control. Savings disappeared overnight. Workers were paid with wheelbarrows of cash that could barely buy bread. Anger grew quietly, and anger is powerful fuel. Economic collapse and radical ideas. Just as Germany began stabilizing, the Great Depression hit in 1929. Businesses failed. Unemployment soared into the millions. Desperation returned. In times of crisis, people look for strong leadership. That is when Adolf Hitler rose to prominence. In 1933, he became Chancellor of Germany. He promised to restore pride, rebuild the military, and fix the economy. And at first, it seemed to work. Factories reopened. Infrastructure expanded. National confidence increased. But behind the scenes, something more dangerous was unfolding. Democratic institutions were weakened. Opposition was silenced. Power was centralized. Germany was preparing for something much larger, testing the world. In 1936, German troops marched into the Rhineland, a clear violation of international agreements. France and Britain did nothing. The risk had paid off. 2 years later, Germany annexed Austria. Again, no war. Then came Czechoslovakia. European leaders gathered in Munich in 1938. They allowed Germany to take the Sudetenland in exchange for a promise: no further expansion. It was called appeasement. It was meant to prevent war. Instead, it sent a message: there would be no immediate consequences. By March 1939, Germany occupied the rest of Czechoslovakia. The promise was broken. The pattern was clear. And still, war had not begun. The final move: Hitler's next target was Poland. But invading Poland risked a two-front war. So Germany made a shocking move. In August 1939, Germany and the Soviet Union signed a non-aggression pact. Secretly, they agreed to divide Eastern Europe between them. With that agreement secured, Germany acted. On September 1st, 1939, German forces invaded Poland using blitzkrieg, a rapid, coordinated assault of tanks, infantry, and air power. Within days, Britain and France declared war. World War II had officially begun. But the invasion of Poland was not the true beginning. It was a final domino. Why no one stopped it? So why did anyone stop it sooner? The answer lies in fear. Europe was traumatized by World War I. Millions had died. Entire cities were destroyed. No leader wanted to be responsible for another catastrophic war. So they delayed. They negotiated. They hoped. But every delay made Germany stronger. Every concession increased confidence. And by the time action came, the conflict was unstoppable. The lesson: World War II will become the deadliest conflict in human history. Over 70 million people would die. Entire nations would be reshaped. But the war did not begin with chaos. It began with economic instability, with wounded national pride, with diplomatic hesitation, with leaders miscalculating risk. History rarely explodes without warning. It builds, slowly, quietly, until one final decision changes everything. And in 1939, that decision was made.